the VA loan is that you don't even have to supply any income docs for that loan, but they do still look at credit score and your mortgage history. So you got to be able to have, good mortgage payment history for sure. So that's kind of an answer there. But let's go to another question on refinancing that we got here. Thanks everybody that's been tuning in, and feel free to answer or ask any questions as we go. I'll try to get to you. Hey Tom.
We are now on LinkedIn. You can welcome LinkedIn. And there's a question: how does my credit score affect the options they might have?
Great question. So somebody asked a question: how does my credit score affect my refinancing options? That's awesome. That's a great question. So how does it affect it? Well, it's going to be answered like this. Like I had just said, if it's a regular rate and term refinance or a cash out, or you're dropping down like from a 30 to a 15 or 15 up to a 30, the lender has to pull your credit, look at your credit, and let's say it's like really dropped or it's tanked to where now it doesn't meet the home loan guidelines. You're actually not going to possibly get to refinance then. So your credit score is still very important, just as important as when you did the purchase home loan. So the fact of the matter is when you're doing a refinance, the lender looks at the loan like a fresh new loan. And it can even be the same lender that you use. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter that they have your current loan. If you need to do a whole new loan again and change up the whole terms of it and take money out, or you want to drop your rate, they do have to re-qualify you. Okay. So it's a very important thing to know. Good question, by the way. Okay. Another question we got. Hey, Daniel.
You see any in front of you there? I have one here. Mistakes to avoid when refinancing, or is there any hidden costs?
So yeah, I hear this a lot too. So the word, is there any hidden costs on a refinance? There's really nothing that's hidden, right? Because lenders legally have to disclose to you the fees of the loan up front on the loan disclosures, right? So they have to send you a loan estimate or a loan summary, and you have to review it, sign it to proceed with a refinance. So no, there's not like a magical unicorn genie in a bottle that's going to fly out at you the day of closing and go, ha, more fees on you. Technically speaking, the lender fees and certain fees like points, those have to be disclosed, and you do have to sign and agree to them. They can't add them in without you knowing about it, right? So no, there's not really hidden fees, but there are still fees with refinancing. So that's where it's so important to go to a lender you trust, right? A lender that's going to be upfront, transparent, show you all the fees, you agree to them, you walk through them line by line so you know what you're getting, you know what you're paying for, right? That's the big thing there. I think that answers that question there for sure on refinancing.
Yeah, one here. How long does the process take? Is there ways to speed it up?
So how long does the process take to do an actual refinance was the next question. Good one. So how long does it take? I mean, a typical loan takes, I would say, on a refinance, if you're quick with your paperwork, you communicate fast with your lender, the normal quick, fast process, I would say averagely, like when I'm talking nationally, I can't speak for every city and every state and every lender. I can just speak for what I normally see. And it takes about 30 days. Now, can you do it sooner? Absolutely. On the VA interest rate reduction loan, on an FHA streamlined refinance where there's no appraisal required, I mean, you could probably close those things in 2 weeks. It's really awesome. So the speed of how fast a refinance can happen, you could reasonably get it done in a couple weeks to a month for sure. All right. Hope that answers the question. Do we have any more on refinancing before we wrap up the Q&A here today?
That's all I have.
Okay, cool. Let me look through here on TikTok. Anybody else has any other questions? Feel free to.
Jump through LinkedIn really quick.
All right. Thanks everybody again for joining. And here we go. I don't see any on TikTok.
No. I think that's it.
All right, guys. Well, this was a quick, fast, fun Q&A. We got a couple good questions for sure. I'll just kind of finish with this, guys. So refinancing is a powerful tool, right? It's definitely a tool. Is it for everybody? Absolutely not. Should you do it? Don't know. Maybe, right? That's why getting an opinion, even a second opinion, is so, so powerful, right? Like I said earlier on this live, a past client of mine almost got kind of convinced and swindled into a refinance that he shouldn't have probably done because the lender was being pushy and was just probably, really just caring about themselves. And I don't like that. But, what I think is refinancing is a very awesome thing and can be done and should be done as long as it makes sense for you. So having the conversations of, should I do it? How much is this going to save me? What if I want to do this again? Can you show me the numbers? What do you think rates are going to do? I mean, having a lot of back and forth with your lender to walk you through these numbers. Now, let's say you have a 7.5% rate and you can get it down to, 1% or 2%. I mean, those are some big numbers, and especially if your loan amount is pretty high and you save a couple hundred a month. If it justifies the means for you and you really need it, it's a good deal, right? And you want to look into it for sure, but do what makes sense for you. That's the key. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties earlier, but I know we got some good answers to you guys, and I'm around. So feel free to message me after this call if you guys have any more questions.
Good. One more.
And I am, like I said, I'm licensed in multiple states all over the country. So I'm here to answer questions every day, not just Wednesdays. We have one more question?
Yeah.
What do we got?
Is there an ideal spot in my current mortgage term to refinance for maximum benefit?
Say that again.
Is there an ideal point in the kind of their life of their mortgage? Is there an ideal, halfway or a third to refinance for a better benefit?
So somebody asked, is there an ideal timing of when I should do it in my loan, like when it's like a perfect time? No, there isn't. There really isn't. And there never will be ever, right? When is it perfect to refinance? When the numbers make sense, right? And it's kind of like saying, should I invest in the stock market, or should I, buy this investment property, right? You got to look at the numbers. And so refinancing, it all comes down to the numbers, right? That's where it comes down to. So run them. And, I love talking to a lot of my past clients and new clients who are like, hey, I'm looking at refinancing. Just want to run some numbers by you to see if it makes sense. If it doesn't, have a great day. I'd love to chat with you, right? 5-10 minutes. Let's run some numbers. That's all it comes down to. And they're fun calls. So, don't be afraid to reach out to just see if the numbers make sense. You're not committing to anything. You're just running some numbers. And if it's not the time right now, great. Set a calendar reminder and look at it again in 3 to 6 months, right? Comes down to that. So yeah, thanks for all the questions, guys. We're going to wrap it up right now. This is it. Have a great Wednesday. We'll talk to y'all soon. See you guys.